Hey YouTube, Kayak DIY here, and you're probably wondering what the heck is this weird contraption here that's sitting here. Well, this might not be for everyone, but it is definitely something I'm glad I built. So this here is a drop-in rod expansion and storage solution and lighting solution all in one. So this actually is something that I made for my Hobie Pro Angler, which is not that one, but this kayak sitting out here. And what that deal does is it actually slides into these two rod holders. So it fits behind my seat, and these two pieces drop into those rod holders. Now, it is actually all made out of PVC, so it's incredibly lightweight, but it's really protected well from the elements. This is actually saltwater proof. It has a special coating on it that actually resists water and salt spray. So it's perfect for saltwater. I'm getting ready to do another coat of the material just to make sure that it's really going to be perfect, and then I won't have to mess with it likely ever again. The material that I use to spray coat this is something you're not probably going to have on hand, and something you're probably not going to immediately find. I actually had to hunt down this product. I tried multiple products. This is the best. This here is almost like a bed liner, spray bed liner, but don't scare yourself. It is not that expensive. This is actually cheaper than Flex Seal, and Flex Seal I found sucked. It did not work well on PVC. It was incredibly runny. This, however, provides it's a little bit of a rough feel. It has nice grip to it. It's essentially a bed liner material, but it maintains this nice kind of shine luster that you can kind of see every once in a while when the light hits it. It looks really professional. So I highly recommend this. I'll have a link in the video description below. It is available on Amazon, so just take a look at the link in the video description below and you can pick that up. I think right now though it's at about $8 to $9, but totally worth it. Very easy to use, and it sticks on PVC well. Now what we're looking here is I ended up putting some solar lights in because I don't like messing with batteries. Batteries sometimes can be a pain. I use batteries when I have to in order to get the light intensity that I need, but I wanted some just general low lighting to have in front of me. So these actually shoot light just in front of me, so that if I need to tie a line or attach a new piece of tackle, it'll work fine for that. And if I cover one of these up here, it'll turn on. So I'll end up showing you kind of what it looks like in the tube. So there's kind of a look at it. It works pretty well. It doesn't throw so much light that I don't think it's going to be a mosquito magnet. So that was kind of another thing for me. I didn't want to have so much light that I was constantly going to be attracting mosquitoes. I also didn't want to have to worry about turning them on and off. I didn't want to have to worry about running out of batteries, so that was a major motivation. But anyway, these are just fitted onto these PVCs, and this is actually one of these fittings. I haven't attached it in yet, but I just have it sitting in there at the moment. And I don't have these permanently fixed in here because sometimes these can break, go out, you know, you never know, and I wanted it to be replaceable. So these are just have a little bit of tack around here just to kind of hold them in. I haven't had to ever tip my kayak over, so I'm thinking even if I did, these would probably stay in, but I should be okay. Let's see if there's anything else that I'm missing. These end caps are actually removable, and there's magnetic strips here. So the magnetic strip, what's nice about that is you'll see oftentimes I'll refer to this painter's pole that I use, a telescoping painter's pole, and that actually sticks right onto there. It's magnetic, and the painter's pole I use for camera and video stuff. So I can have the telescoping pole mounted here on the magnetic mount, and I can have it recording video while in that position there, and then I can grab it and put it under the water to get the fish shots, you know, the shots of bringing in the big ones. So that is a look at this rack, and now I'll cut to a quick clip of it being installed. So this is a look of the rack installed on the Hobie Pro Angler. You'll see that it is in the rod holders, and we got the 2 solar lights installed. These solar lights here charge, let's say, maybe 6 hours a day or so in the sunlight, and get you nearly 9 hours of battery life without charging. They're very efficient. They work really well. They only have 1 LED, so they aren't overly bright, but they provide enough light that it lights up this deck space so that I can see what I'm doing. Right here we have an anchor setup using a dog leash. It is mounted to the rack setup that you see here, and it simply auto retracts. So very, very handy setup for people that have these type of anchors. It's held up very well. I have not had to replace the cord with paracord or anything like that. I've just been able to use the simple dog leash the way it came. This is a pretty good brand dog leash. We'll have links in the video description below for a lot of this stuff that you see in the video. But right here is the painter's pole, which is attached to the rack. Probably one of the handiest things that I have for taking video. The painter's pole itself is just a very handy product. It telescopes out very easily, and so I can get those shots of the fish under the water, and when I'm done I can simply secure it back to the rack. And it stays. And it's not going to come off there. I mean, I've had big waves come and it's held on securely. Got the kill spear that I showed how to make in another video for subduing large fish. That's also on the other magnetic rack. And we got these 2 lights, which you might have seen in another video. I just have them up here for demonstration purposes. That isn't their actual mounting location. I'll actually have one of these lights mounted to the back via a mighty mount. So there you have it. I'm going to turn the lights off, and I'll show you that the solar lights do indeed glow. And it's kind of difficult to see even with these other lights off. It's kind of difficult to see the effect that it has on the deck space of the Hobie. But it provides more than enough light to be able to see what's going on. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And if you did, please like, subscribe, and share.